Okay, so we have so much to talk about in a short period of time. But basically, either before or after this video, I'm going to be doing a live stream where I'm going to be going into more detail about the situation. But as we talked about last week, or as you probably saw most likely on social media and everywhere, is that Anthony Joshua was in talks to fight Eric Molina. Eric Molina 25-3 with 19 KOs. He's been stopped 3 times. The first time he was stopped, it was the very first fight of his career. Then he got stopped by Chris Arreola in round 1 after he rocked Chris Arreola. And then he got stopped in the 9th round by Deontay Wilder after he rocked Deontay Wilder too. So the point I'm trying to make is he does have some power. And he does have some pretty good hands. Defensively, the overhand right seems to come directly across the top. But anyway, it is official. Anthony Joshua, 17-0 with 17 KOs, our IBF champion of the world, is going to be taking on Eric Molina December 10th, 2016 on SHOWTIME in the United States, which will be a midday card, and on Sky Sports box office, if I'm correct. I believe it's going to be on, pay-per-view over there for you guys. So let me pull up the press release. By the way, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. So, listen. This fight wasn't supposed to happen. They didn't want this fight to happen. They wanted Vladimir Klitschko, but Vladimir Klitschko got injured, supposedly, and the WBA would not sanction Klitschko versus Joshua for a vacant title. I still didn't even know how they were doing this, but basically you have Shannon Briggs, who's going to be taking on Lucas Brown for the regular title, and then you're going to have Anthony Joshua, if he beats Eric Molina, versus Vladimir Klitschko for the WBA super title. It's a very long and complex situation. But at the very, very beginning, it was supposed to be Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker of New Zealand was in a pretty good situation where he was a mandatory for the WBO and a mandatory for the IBF. As you know, he chose to go the WBO route. He's going to be taking on Andy Ruiz also by the end of this year here in the United States, which is going to be a very good fight and very intriguing in my opinion. So, you heard about the rumors of David Price. David Price has said he knocked out Anthony Joshua in sparring. Remember, Dylan White knocked down Anthony Joshua in the amateurs. Now, David Price has some good skills, but his chin is suspect. His chin is suspect. Also, remember, he quit by gassing out in his corner against Tony Thompson. In their second fight. So I really feel that Anthony Joshua would end him, but the biggest thing people have been saying is, or worried about is, which fight would you have wanted to see more, since it wasn't going to be Joseph Parker, since it wasn't going to be Klitschko. And listen, understand, before I go any further, understand how promoters work. Eddie Hearn did not sign Luis Ortiz just to put him against Anthony Joshua just yet. Boxing in this day and age doesn't work like that, and it won't work like that ever again. You don't sign a hot, contender, cult, with a cult following like he does Luis Ortiz, and just throw him directly to the wolves. Or you may say throw Anthony Joshua directly to the wolves to him. It just doesn't work like that. So it's a very good sign by Eddie Hearn, and it's more to build Luis Ortiz up to a potential big super fight with Anthony Joshua in possibly 2018. So, people are saying stuff, and I'm not going to call it, you guys stupid or anything, because it's not, you don't know. So what it is he's fighting Malik Scott. People are saying, well, Eddie Hearn should have just took him out of the Malik Scott fight and put him in there with Anthony Joshua. But then what about Malik Scott? He could sue Eddie Hearn. You see what I'm saying? So it just doesn't work like that. So the names that were in the running was, if it wasn't going to be Joseph Parker, then it was going to be Klitschko. If it wasn't going to be Klitschko, then it was going to be Eric Molina before David Price. There was even talk of Brian Jennings, but Eddie Hearn is smart enough to know that Brian Jennings, is not ranked by the IBF. So it just doesn't work like that. And Brian Jennings already said that if if he was ranked, that he wouldn't take that fight on in no rushed ass camp, and I don't blame him. Now, what I feel fighters should do is, if you think your name is in the running for a fight, then you should already be in training camp, just like Eric Molina was. So Brock Jennings' name didn't come up to like a week or two ago. And I wanted to see that fight. Right now it's November the 1st, 2016. What time is it? I gotta start a live stream soon. Oh shit, I gotta start a live stream. But basically, I'm gonna keep you updated, and of course I'm gonna do another video on this. It's a very stacked card. You got Chisora versus White. You got Luis Ortiz on the card, but I'm gonna save that for when I talk about the Luis Ortiz situation, the Luis Ortiz Malik Scott situation in the video. TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live with FightView360.com. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. Shout out to and thank you to Anthony Lever over at Matchroom Promotions or Matchroom Boxing, and also thank you to Spencer Farron over at Sky Sports Toe to Toe Podcast, who was the first to let me know, and he works for Sky Sports and he's over there, who let me know that it was going to be Eric Molina and not David Price. Please subscribe.